Hello, everyone. Welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here are the bold and the beautiful spoilers for Thursday, November 13th, 2025. What to expect on the bold and the beautiful. On Wednesday's all-new episode, Bill and Katie shared the good news with their son, Will, that not only were they giving their relationship another chance, but they'd also agreed to move in together. However, they were full of surprises for Will, because, much to his surprise, his life underwent a significant upgrade. In a somewhat unexpected move, Bill gifted his son the beach house. While the home served as the setting for Luna's consequential crime spree, something Will himself acknowledged, he now had the opportunity to create new, better memories and leave the bloodshed behind. Thursday's episode will feature Will and Electra settling into the beach house. Their relationship has faced more challenges than many do in a lifetime, so this is a much-needed escape. Will and Electra have been focused on Luna's possible pregnancy and the later confirmation of paternity. With Luna's trickery and Remy's stalking, they've never had a chance to be together without drama. The beach house has been an oasis for many young couples, so Will and Electra continue this tradition among the Spencer and Forrester men. However, Electra's insistence on documenting the big moment for Will's social media followers proved to be a deadly mistake. For now, Luna's safety is tucked behind bars, but in a show where people routinely come back from the brink of death or face no consequences for their crimes, she might not stay there for long. They are blinded by the brightness of their burning love, and while that's something to hold dear, it could also become a fatal flaw. When dealing with someone as unhinged as Luna, any and all precautions should be taken to avoid provoking the evil inside of her. Make no mistake, Luna is the granddaughter of Sheila Carter, and she remains a threat regardless of her state of incarceration. She previously manipulated Bill into securing her a pardon, which gave her the means and opportunity to go on a crime spree that included kidnapping, attempted murder, and eventually sexual assault. Not only is Luna calculated and cunning, but she's verging on desperation. If a focused Luna was capable of unspeakable things, there's no telling what a pregnant, out-of-options Luna might be willing to do. Will and Electra should remain on guard, because the danger of Luna is not as long gone as they believe it to be. On Thursday, Luna looks at a photo of Will from prison and vows not to lose him. In Luna's mind, a future between her, Will, and their baby still exists. She genuinely believes that her baby is a one-way ticket to spending the rest of her life in some fairy tale with a Spencer heir. Regardless of how many times she's faced rejection by Will, she's determined to find a way into his life. Will's made it abundantly clear that he's committed to Electra, and his future is with her. However, to someone like Luna, all that does is make Electra an obstacle that needs to be removed by any means necessary. Will's social media post gave Luna the impression that he'd taken the next step in his relationship with Electra, and they'd moved into the beach house together. However, although Electra plans to spend a significant amount of time at Will's new place, she isn't officially moving in. Luna jumped to conclusions, and, similar to Sheila, her instinct is to panic. When they panic, they teeter on the edge of indescribable violence. If Luna devises an escape plan and manages to successfully return to the streets of Los Angeles, it's highly likely that she'd make a beeline to the beach house and unleash havoc on Will and Electra. A storm brewing beneath the glamour. November 13th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful promises to be one of those unforgettable days where passion collides with heartbreak and loyalty is tested against the glittering backdrop of the Forrester world. At the center of it all, a young woman's unraveling heart, Luna Nozawa, as she witnesses the growing happiness between Will Spencer and Electra Forrester. What starts as a simple day at Forrester Creations turns into a whirlwind of emotional chaos, exposing the fragile threads that hold relationships together. As the episode unfolds, the question everyone is asking becomes chillingly clear. What happens when jealousy and heartbreak ignite beneath the surface of Beverly Hills perfection? This is the bold and the beautiful at its most electrifying, romantic entanglements, family rivalries, and emotions so raw they could tear the Forrester empire apart. The perfect picture cracks. The episode opens with the iconic Forrester Creations showroom bathed in morning light. Mannequins dressed in sparkling couture line the walls, and the hum of creativity fills the air. It's supposed to be a day of celebration. Will and Electra's first joint campaign reveal as Forrester's new power couple in both business and love. For Will, it's the culmination of years trying to step out of his father's shadow. For Electra, it's proof that she can thrive in the cutthroat world of fashion without relying solely on her famous last name. Together, they're picture perfect, the kind of couple that belongs on the cover of Ion Fashion or in a splashy gala spread. But for Luna, standing across the room and watching their laughter echo through the air, the perfection feels suffocating. Once upon a time, Luna believed she was destined for that kind of love. She had been through heartbreak before, tangled in complicated affairs, and caught between loyalty and longing. But this was different. Watching Will gaze at Electra with unfiltered joy feels like a knife twisting in her chest. It isn't just love lost, it's love replaced. The green-eyed monster awakens. Luna's inner turmoil has been brewing for weeks. Since Will and Electra went public with their relationship, she's tried to convince herself she's happy for them. After all, she's been focusing on her career, collaborating with designers, and mending broken family ties. But deep down, there's a restlessness she can't silence. Her every glance toward them becomes another wound. The way Will brushes a stray strand of Electra's hair behind her ear. The way Electra beams when he whispers something only she can hear. These moments eat away at Luna's resolve until, finally, she finds herself cornered by her own emotions. In one pivotal scene, Luna stands before the Forrester mirror, the same mirror that's witnessed decades of heartbreak and redemption, and whispers, "I thought I was over him." Her reflection doesn't answer, but her eyes betray her. They're wild, desperate, teetering on the edge of something dangerous. Enter the Forrester legacy. Meanwhile, Ridge and Brooke sense something is off. As they walk through the showroom, they catch the tension like perfume in the air. Brooke, always perceptive to emotional undercurrents, watches Luna closely. "She's trying to hold it together," Brooke murmurs. "But that girl's heart is breaking in slow motion." Ridge sighs. "Love triangles, they're practically a Forrester tradition." Brooke gives him a knowing look. "Yes, but when heartbreak turns into obsession, no one wins." Their exchange foreshadows the emotional explosion yet to come. It's not just a romantic rivalry. It's the birth of a dangerous emotional storm that could reshape the power dynamics at Forrester Creations. Meanwhile, Thomas and Hope are working behind the scenes on the same campaign Will and Electra are leading. Their subtle glances and unfinished conversations mirror the romantic disarray that's become synonymous with Forrester life. Even as Hope congratulates Electra on the new campaign, her mind flickers to the past, the times when love at Forrester came with a price. Everyone senses the coming tension, but no one truly understands how close Luna is to the edge. Will's moment in the spotlight. The big moment arrives. The campaign reveal. The showroom is transformed into a breathtaking runway adorned with bold colors and shimmering lights. Paparazzi, investors, and the entire Forrester family gather to witness the debut. Will takes the stage first, his voice steady but filled with emotion. This campaign, he begins, is about embracing happiness even after the storm. It's about finding joy where you least expect it. Electra joins him, slipping her hand into his. The audience erupts in applause. Their chemistry is undeniable, warm, radiant, real. But from her seat in the front row, Luna feels her world collapsing. The camera flashes blur together. The applause turns into a distant roar. The room seems to spin, and all she can see is them. Their love, their laughter, their life, the one she once dreamed of sharing. And then comes the breaking point, the meltdown. In one of the most emotionally charged moments of the episode, Luna abruptly stands up, drawing everyone's attention. The crowd falls silent as she storms toward the stage, her voice trembling but powerful. "Congratulations," she says, her tone dripping with venomous sweetness. "You two really do make the perfect couple, the kind everyone roots for, until they realize happiness comes at someone else's expense." Will's face pales. Electra stiffens. Brooke gasps. Ridge moves to intervene, but it's too late. Luna's pain has spilled out for all to see. Tears well in her eyes as she continues, her voice breaking. "You took everything I ever wanted, and you made it look effortless." The silence that follows is deafening. For a moment, time seems to stop, and then Luna does what no one expects. She runs. Out of the showroom, out of the building, out into the Los Angeles sunlight that feels far too bright for the darkness inside her heart. Fallout and reflection. Back inside, chaos ensues. Rook comforts a stunned Electra while Ridge pulls Will aside. The young man's expression is torn between guilt and disbelief. "I didn't mean for this to happen," Will mutters. "I never wanted to hurt her." Ridge's voice is firm but sympathetic. "Son, heartbreak doesn't need intent. Sometimes it just happens. What matters now is what you do next." Meanwhile, Brooke turns to Electra. "She's fragile right now. Don't take it personally." Electra shakes her head, tears forming. "How can I not? She hates me for something I can't control." The emotional aftermath leaves everyone shaken, even the usually composed Steffi, who watches from afar and whispers to Hope, "This is going to get worse before it gets better." Back at the Cliff House later that evening, Luna stares out over the Pacific Ocean, her mind racing with what she's done. Regret mixes with rage. She remembers every glance, every laugh, every memory of Will, and wonders if she's truly lost him forever. The confession. As night falls, Will finds Luna sitting alone by the Forester Lake, tears streaking her face. The scene is quiet, almost haunting. "I shouldn't have come," he says softly. Luna turns to him, her eyes red. "Then why did you?" He sighs, sitting beside her. "Because I couldn't let things end like that." For a brief moment, they sit in silence, the sound of water lapping against the dock filling the air. Then Luna whispers, "Do you love her?" Will hesitates. "I do." The answer shatters her. "I thought we had something real," she murmurs. "Something that could last." "You were important to me, Luna," he says gently. "You are. But Electra, she's my future now." It's the kind of truth that cuts deeper than any betrayal. Luna nods slowly, realizing there's no coming back. The damage is done, and the woman she used to be feels like a stranger. Electra's fear. Meanwhile, Electra senses something's off. Even after Will returns home, there's an unease she can't shake. Luna's breakdown wasn't just emotional, it was ominous. She confides in Steffi, her cousin, who warns her to stay cautious. "Luna's hurt," Steffi says, "but hurt people do unpredictable things. Be careful, Electra." The Foresters have seen obsession before, and it never ends well. Electra nods, trying to stay strong. But as she walks through the dimly lit Forester halls later that night, she can't shake the feeling that someone's watching her. The shadows seem to move. The silence feels too heavy. For the first time, Electra realizes Luna might not be done yet. A glimpse of darkness. In a chilling final montage, we see Luna back at her apartment, the lights low, her face illuminated by the glow of her phone. She's scrolling through old photos, her and Will laughing, holding hands, sharing stolen moments. Her tears have dried. Her breathing is steady. But her eyes, they've changed. She zooms in on a picture of Will and Electra at the campaign event earlier that day, then deletes every other image except theirs. Her thumb hovers over the photo, then she presses save. Her lips curve into a faint, almost unrecognizable smile. "This isn't over," she whispers. The episode cuts to black. The aftermath to come. The November 13th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful is more than just another love triangle twist. It's the start of a psychological unraveling that could redefine the show's next chapter. Luna's descent into jealousy and heartbreak echoes some of the most iconic B and B storylines. Think Brooke and Taylor's decades-long rivalry, or Quinn's dark manipulations when pushed too far. But this time, the danger feels fresher, more personal, and more unpredictable. The fallout promises to ripple through every corner of Forrester Creations. Will Spencer face the emotional reckoning of his choices, torn between compassion for Luna and loyalty to Electra. Electra Forrester will have to decide whether love is worth the risk when obsession lurks in the background. Luna Nozawa will walk the fine line between redemption and self-destruction. And somewhere in the shadows, others, perhaps even Thomas or Steffi, will find themselves drawn into the storm as the boundaries between love and madness blur. What to watch next? As The Bold and the Beautiful moves deeper into November sweeps, viewers can expect this storyline to explode in unpredictable ways. Luna's reckoning, will she seek forgiveness or revenge? Electra's secret fear, could her newfound happiness will be built on shaky ground? Will's breaking point, torn between two women and haunted by guilt, may spiral into his own emotional crisis. Forrester fallout. The company's image could take a major hit after Luna's public breakdown. The return of old faces. Rumors hint that a familiar face from Luna's past could reappear, someone who knows her darkest secrets. This is the beauty of The Bold and the Beautiful. Love isn't simple, and neither are the people who chase it. Beneath the glamour and the gowns lies something primal. The human hunger to be seen, loved, and chosen. For Luna, that hunger may yet become her undoing. Love on the edge. In a world where every emotion is heightened and every choice ripples through generations, The Bold and the Beautiful once again proves its brilliance in crafting tension out of tenderness. November 13th episode is not just about jealousy. It's about the fragility of self-worth when love slips away. Luna's descent is heartbreaking but deeply human. Her vulnerability reminds viewers that even in a city of angels, hearts can fall hardest when they break. And as fans tune in, they'll be asking the same haunting question. When happiness belongs to someone else, how far would you go to reclaim your place in the story?